there, Helen Brahms here, coming to you live from Surprise in Arizona. Hope you're having a super fantastic sparkling day. Welcome to Before the Dirt Nap podcast number 2118. And today we start a week of permission slips. So this is part one, the permission slip I never got. So I wrote my own. So many of us are blah, 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 blah. Let's just start this again, shall we? Sorry, I apologize for being late. Our training class ran over and I had to go and walk Zephy real quick. So here we are. So now I can spend some time with you. So many of us are waiting for someone to say we could rest, slow down, speak up, change careers, stop performing, feeling our feelings. But what if that permission never comes? What if the life you want begins with one brave, handwritten truth, I'm allowed? Didn't that sound good? Where we learned to wait for permission. In childhood, we waited for permission and approval from our parents, our teachers, our religious leaders, anybody else that was in a power of authority over us. We were waiting for permission from them to be able to do something. In the workplace, it was prove first, rest later. In society, it is be good, be productive, be quiet. In culture, especially for women, don't be too loud, too ambitious, or too emotional, too much. And how many of us are breaking those ceilings? What you don't need permission for, but you might be waiting for, to not answer right away, to do it differently than your family, to want something more or less, to choose softness over hustle, to outgrow who people expect you to be. And we've been talking these last few weeks about, transitioning to becoming who you need to be. Are you waiting for permission for somebody can give you to become who you need to be? So what does it look like what writing your own permission slip looks like? It's a quiet internal yes. It's a post-it note on your mirror. It's a journal entry that begins, I no longer need permission to ... fill in the blank. A decision made without over-explaining. Remember, one of the things that we've talked about in the last few weeks is that you can make a decision and you don't need to explain it. You don't need to justify it to yourself. You just do it. It's not about rebellion. It's about return to what you've known deep down but was too scared to claim. So some examples could be, I give myself permission to rest before I'm exhausted. How many of us keep going and going and going and going, and suddenly we're exhausted and we're kind of forced to take a rest? Why not give yourself permission to rest before you get to that exhausted state? Because if you rest before you get to that exhausted state, you don't get that exhausted state, so you can keep going longer. Yes, that's what it's all about. I give myself permission to not respond to energy that doesn't feel good. If you're in a place you feel uncomfortable, get out. If you're talking with somebody and their energy doesn't match with your energy and you're just feeling icky about the situation or uncomfortable, you give yourself permission to not respond to energy that doesn't feel good and leave. I give myself permission to take up space without apologizing for it. How many times are we standing there and we're in our space and we're apologizing for being there because people are bumping into us because they don't realize that they may not be able to see us. They may not realize that we're there in our space. They just want to claim that space. And how many times, oh, I'm so sorry, I'm in your way. Yeah, no. Give yourself permission to take up space without apologizing for it. In another example, I give myself permission to outgrow what no longer serves me. We've just been talking about this in rhythm and becoming. What did we do the week before? We did becoming last week. We did rhythm the week before, whatever the one was before that, which I totally can't remember. But you give yourself permission to outgrow what no longer serves you. We've talked about this the last 3 weeks about, if you've outgrown it, don't let people force you back to being the old you when you are the new you and you want to get out there as the new you. And you've become the new you, but they want you to go back to be the old you. No, you give yourself permission to outgrow what no longer serves you. And with that, I told you it's going to be short and sweet tonight. And those waiting on the newsletter, it is coming out tonight. I totally forgot today was Monday. That's completely on me. Totally forgot today was Monday, and I was supposed to have it up ready to go last night. It just, yeah. So your reflection questions for tonight that you can put in your Porchlight Reflection Journal are: what kind of permission have you been quietly waiting for? Who are you still hoping will approve your decisions? What would change if you stopped waiting and wrote your own? You don't need to be picked. You don't need to be praised. You don't need a green light from someone who doesn't live your life. You just need your own permission spoken out loud and followed with love. And with that, we are out of here. Go out, have a super fantastic, sparkling evening, and we will catch you guys back here tomorrow evening